What is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClanahan, but my buds call me Bam. Thank you guys so much for being here. Holy crap, dudes, what a ride we've been going on. There's been Krakens and fashion shows and Dungeons and Dragons and Dick Van Dyke, and I mean, seriously, dude, this is such a treat. Honestly, it's funny. I was talking with friend of the show, Big Sloaney, and he was making a little joke about how we were like, here we are in the prologue to Ganjaria, 61 episodes deep. Like, what a prologue! But yeah, man, for those of you that don't know, Dungeons and Dragons, these campaigns can go on for years. And in fact, now have. So, you know, if you've been hanging with us, you've seen that in action. And heck, they're only level 10 right now. You know what I mean? So you can kind of extrapolate that math, take them all the way to 20. We could be doing this forever. But we have decided that we are getting near the latter stages of this prologue to Ganjaria. Those of you that are new with us, our plan is to launch the Ganjaria campaign setting with when we're all in here and able to record together in the studio. We did build the studio for the show, so I'm extremely excited to get all these beautiful faces in here and just, you know, not be screaming at some little box like I am right now. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Discord's still popping off. Make sure you go over there, join up, hang out with the buds. We are also all over social media, man. We've got the WeeDnD Hub Facebook group on Facebook, over 1,600 members now and growing. We also have the Art Hard Studios page. We also have a Twitter and an Instagram. The Instagram is blowing up. And so definitely, you know, if you dig what we do, we tend to do kind of cool shit throughout the week as well. So, you know, just keep an eye over there. And seriously, just thanks so much, everybody. Just every week, new awesome people, and everybody just seems to kick ass. It's weird, right? So just fucking thanks for being your incredible, awesome selves. And I hope, you know, our little show is helping to fix up your Tuesday a little bit. So thank you guys so much. We fucking love you. I do want to play D&D, and in order to do that, I got to pass this joint here through the magical fibers of the interwebs to my dear and wonderful friend, Brenna Folger. Hey, Brenna. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing great, Bam. Bruenor, this is Serpent, the Serpent Slayer, Prince of the Many Seas, here at your service. And I am so excited to play today, and I'm so scared because we are right smack dab in Elmira. So, this last episode made me think about what my favorite hat is, because everyone's got a favorite type of hat. I like the ones that have the fur, and then they got the fur on the sides, a little like hunting cap type thing with the flappies. Ooh, it's such a cozy boy. Such a cozy boy. Hey, Abby, what's your favorite type of hat, girl?
Okay. I have some hat opinions. But first of all, I'm Abby Dandy, better known around these parts as Tynna Smoothhands, the smoothest hands in the West, resident halfling cleric. But back to hats. Love me a good like pork pie hat, and I think they are extremely underrated, you know, like the Walter White hat. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna obviously have to go with like a chic little tilt 40s hat that you wear at the front of your head. But you know what? I could talk about hats all day long, and I'm here to play some D&D. What you got? Tell me about your hat opinions, Drew.
Thanks, baby. What up, y'all? Drew, Thoricus the Dwarf, level 10 Battle Master. Hats, not really my thing. I was told that if you wear hats, it makes you go bald. So, yeah, maybe a nice trilby. I think that's what you were saying before, the slanted forward 40s hat. I think it's called a trilby. I also like a good bowler because I have a very large round head, but you know, I fuck shit up with my best friends. That's what we're here to do. Thanks for being here, buds. Best friend, what kind of hat you like? Air grabbing it.
Ooh, come on, Drew, go on to it. Delivering weed because you know how to do it. I love you, buddy, and I love all you fucking people. Welcome back. Jake Taylor here is Riel Authorvon, level 10 Arcane Trickster Rogue. And, man, I love me some hats. I feel like I don't hat enough, but to piggyback on Brenna's answer, it's called an Ushanka, I believe. Like the furry with like the furry little flaps. Love those fucking things. That's instant reminder right now, like, wear one next week.
Good NPC name.
Ushanka.
Ushanka.
But hey, I don't want to waste any more time talking about hats, because if there's a guy who knows his hats, it's this beautiful bastard up here. What up, Gus?
Oh, thank you, Jake. That's right. It is your boy, Gus, Two Blunts Langley, and I am known to rock a lid from time to time. I'll be playing Divot, the Lightning Dodger, who is, in fact, a Bard, Warlock, Revenant, and he also has been known to rock a hat from time to time. I'm going to be honest with you. I have had a thing for hats since Pete and Pete when I was a little kid, as like a little red-haired boy. The little red-haired boy having the guy follow him around to do fun stuff, and he had a tattoo and stuff. I was all about it. I totally have one of those little plaid hats, and I have basically worn it until it's too gross to take in public. So that being said, childhood memories aside, let's fuck shit up.
Ooh, made it back again. What a beautiful thing this magical internet is. As far as hats go, I mean, looking at me, you obviously know I like a good beanie. But to put the little spa right there at the top, I love a beanie that has the brim, like the hat bill, but the beanie top. Oh my God, dude. And it's a fickle thing. Like, if the brim is too solid, it's weird and it looks kind of clunky. But if it's like droopy and hangy, kind of like with the whole hat, oh my God. Oh man, I like them. I like them a lot. What else I like a lot is Dungeons and Dragons, weed, and these 5 motherfucking people right here. So I say we get to some Dungeons and Dragons. In order to do so, we have to take these little lighters. We've got a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it. Maybe you haven't. We like to take a lighter, like this WeeD&D custom lighter made by Jake Taylor. Make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire and go. Lighters up. Let's play some fucking D&D.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
Ooh, man. Ooh. The intro, it just brings me there. Huge shout out to Sandy Stein, the man behind all of the original music you will hear on this show. Everything that you hear, man, all throughout all this stuff is all created by one brilliant man, and we love him very much. Thank you, Sandy Stein. Also, huge shout out to Vlad Kolinik, who did all the character art portraits and so much of the art that you'll see, especially at our intermission. And another shout out to Sean Gilchrist, the man running the studio right now, who also did all the art for all of the Drowned Hounds. So you'll see a bunch of all that art in here, as well as the music and stuff. We fucking love art here. We art hard. We encourage you to do the same. But first, if you'll please allow me to set the mood. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they stood within the royal castle of the fallen kingdom of Elmira. Deciding upon subterfuge, the 5 disguised themselves as members of the Drowned Hounds, with Rial's illusionary magics presenting him as Captain Crephus himself, steering the Queen Anne into the royal docks with Bruenor in chains. Managing to slip free from the shadowy escorts that sought to escort them, they moved through the back alleyways of the city to avoid the shadowy legions cursed to serve under the shadow dragon Exxonious. Through the lingering shadows, the power of Synthesis, which lays within the dark dragon, called to both Divot and Rial, who are unable to heal each other whilst within the fallen city. Bruenor called upon the memories of her youth, Tynna upon the grace of her lady, Rial upon the history of his people, Divot upon the mastery of shadow, and Thoricus upon the intimidating power of a clipboard. It appeared to be a flawless success until the living skeleton Dr. Gast climbed out of Bruenor's backpack and with his dark laughter revealed an audience of shadows who laid in wait for the moment that their traitorous prince would return at long last. All right, guys, we jump back in. You're all kind of floating in these cool, thick waters, choked by the shadowy smog that runs through them, floating in the royal foyer of the castle of Elmira. Around you on all the walls, and just the architecture of this building is beautiful, calling back to the Eladrin lore of, just ancient, beautiful elven artwork, the type that Rial, you had seen in books within the Cloister of Trees. Legend having it that this castle once stood above ground before the Sea Elves became the aquatic brothers of the Elves, and it was not until that they sank to the bottom of the sea that the Sea Elf people were born. And so you can kind of see, again, like there's like the staircases leading up and the spiraling. A lot of this stuff kind of sits out of place in an underwater environment, but it's also lavish and decadent. You see pearl and gold leafing, all over all of the walls, extravagant archways, a beautiful stained glass of purple and blue and green, some of the soft light from the phosphorescent algae that grows in the area, kind of sending like these creepy green and blue wisps of light through the windows that kind of dance around you. You look at this royal carpet of stairs that leads up, seemingly for hundreds of feet up toward where you can, Bruenor, to be the throne room of Elmira. And currently standing on those stairs, drawing upon his pipe, or his ever-burning cigar, is the notorious Dr. Gast. You see his skeleton body made up of bones from all kinds of different sources. His fingers on his fingertips they're not all the same length, and the deterioration of some of the bones far worse than others. Like you can tell it's just an accumulation of many bones. But his living skeleton face has these like dark eyebrows that kind of sit on the top of it, hollow sunken eyes, and these like really square, rigid teeth. Most of them are gone, but you see a few in number as his jawbone pivots on his jaw. He's standing there at his laughter. The black waves of laughter that emitted from his mouth have revealed all of these shadows, similar to the ones that you guys were avoiding as you snuck through the city of Elmira. These ones far more of the wispy cloak variety than like the steel soldiers of the Legion of Elmira. And you can, like I said, they're all over the place, like hanging off the candelabras, suspended from the top of the roof. Like these shadows all around you. If you had to guess, there's probably 100 shadows around you, and as if they had been there the whole time, revealed by the laughter of Dr. Gast. You see the small skulls, bing, 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 that line his little top hat, his long black trench coat that kind of floats eerily in the water, just kind of hanging off of his exposed ribcage and skeletal form. He's looking down at all of you guys, almost as you guys hear like the thud of the doors behind you, having told the guards outside to shut the gates. There he stands, halfway up the staircase leading up to the next chamber, and laughing after welcoming you to his trap. You see, even though he has no air, so there's no bubbles, he still manages to somehow puff off of this cigar, which continues to stay lit even underwater. The Divot, you're just like eyeballing this cigar, like wherever this dude gets his cigars, I'm gonna have to get one of those. But yeah, you see him standing there at the steps. He's got, his skeleton's hands kind of presented widely in the air. The room is still. You can feel the eyes, the prying eyes of all this 100 shadows all around you. You're all kind of standing there at the stairwell, and he looks down upon you. Welcome to my trap. And he's like looking down at all of you guys. Not impressed, huh? Well, see, when you hunt certain quarry, you must get them to come to you. I thank you, so it would have been nearly impossible to get you all the way down here. But Bruenor, your people await. You wouldn't want to leave them waiting, would you?
No, I do not want to keep them waiting. Shallow.
All right, Bruenor. You see as you kind of like wave your hand, remember the shadows before when you were coming through the courtyard toward the castle? There was a few of those shadows that like bent, like took a knee, like I guess a shadowy, wispy knee, but a knee nevertheless. And in this moment, and as you kind of just hello, like wave your hand around. You see like one of the ones that's hanging on the candelabra, you see him kind of like, his hand lets go and he drifts, you know, like some sea drift near toward the bottom of the ground. And when he lands, you see he gathers all of his shadow at the waist and 2 bows down. You start looking around the room, you know, out of this 100, you see maybe 10 of them like bow down as if still in allegiance to the royal bloodline of this kingdom.
Okay.
I feel my man Divot, and I'd like to use Mage Hand Legerdemain to pluck the cigar from Dr. Gast and hand it to my boy Divot. And as soon as it's... Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so it's gonna be... There's definitely
sorry.
gonna be a check. It'll be your sleight of hand against his dexterity, okay? So,
Alright.
you know, he's trying to catch... He loves this cigar too, Rial.
I can tell.
He loves it.
He loves it.
He feels.
Like you would.
16 without advantage.
All right. It might roll a couple, I'm sorry. What'd you get?
I got a 16.
It's a tie!
Oh!
All right, just for storyline, we can play this out. Continue exactly. Rial, you know, your invisible mage hand, you just kind of like float it out, and you see it like you can see it, no one else can. You see it grabs the cigar, and as he's like looking down at Bruenor with this big smile, he's like, ah! And this skeleton hand reaches out of his mouth, like neither of his actual hands, but another hand of skeleton just comes out of his mouth and snatches the cigar, and you watch as this hand in his throat like is like struggling to take this cigar, and they're just locked in a battle. He's trying to talk. You hear he's like, but he can't because there's a giant skeleton coming out of his throat.
Sweet. While we fight over his cigar, I want to ask him, like, what does your trap entail, Bone Man? No offense. Damn it, no offense.
Yeah. So do I get the cigar? Just to be
No,
clear?
it's in lock right now. It's like they're like in the middle of an arm wrestling match, and they just can't.
All right. I walk up there and I just want to like try to like pluck it from between the two of them, like the invisible hand and the bone hand.
Okay, Divot, as you start moving forward, you notice that a lot of the shadows start kind of like looming in around you guys. Like rather than staying around the edges of the room, you know, almost like a wisp of dark shadow that just kind of permeates the room around you. You see they all kind of start, like you can feel the intensity of the room as you start moving forward.
Okay. I start laughing just like Dr. Gas did, like, I see that you have fallen into our trap, fake Bone Man, like right at him, and I'm trying to act like I'm really in charge of these shadows.
Okay. Yo, believe me, I am not one for, I would not let you roll if you didn't have a chance, but there is a chance. I mean, Divot, you are the Lord, you know, you're like training to be the Lord of Shadows. And you are extremely charismatic. I'm going to tell you the truth though, bro. It's extremely hard. You're talking DC 25.
Okay, let me check and see if I think that is possible.
I think it is possible as well. Like I said, yeah, but +5. This would be a, whichever, you know, your charisma skill. You've kind of described it 2 ways I would let you pick. You are giving a performance, so I wouldn't be opposed to a performance check here. It is more traditionally, I would say, a deception check.
Well, you know what? In this instance, I will go deception because it is a bald-faced lie.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
Okay. Like I said, I mean, this is to, you know, there's varying degrees of...
If only I had had advantage.
Ooh, shit crit. Well, for our new buds, we take hits on 20s and 1s around these parts. We call our ones shit crits, so that's what you just heard. And this is a shit crit hit. Ironically, my lighter has a natural 20 on it, so it felt weird.
Good out of roll voice.
Divot.
Hey, it's all up from here, guys.
Wow. Yeah, it's not that you don't do what you did. You did. It just doesn't really work, you know. And so you step forward. You try to command the spirits around you, pretending to just kind of take the room. And in this moment, Divot, you do notice something. The faces of these shadows, even as they kind of loom toward you, all seem locked on Bruenor. And so it's like, even if, you know, like you said, it felt like there was a little bit of like threat to you walking up toward Dr. Gast. You try to pop the bubble with your ruse. It doesn't work, and they kind of still linger there, but you're surprised. Like, you try to get everybody's attention. Nope, like, you're used to people looking at you when you do stuff. And it's like, right now, your audience, you know, doesn't even seem to be even giving any merit to your ruse whatsoever.
Tough room.
So what is it that we intend to do here? I have returned. I am here to right the wrongs that I did.
You see, at first he's like, and then finally he's like, screw it. And he let the little hand comes out. Divot, you do have the cigar, but there's a little skeleton hand attached to it that came out of his throat.
I just put that in my pocket.
Oh my god. That's a later problem.
I'll forget about it until a great moment, yeah. All right, so yeah, Divot, you're just kind of like, and you pop it off. You see Dr. Gast is not thrilled with that. He's like, hey, give that back to me. And he holds his hand out to you. And he's like, he does seem to, he wasn't thrilled with having a cigar swipe from him.
I throw him one of mine, and I'm like, fair trade.
You kind of toss it through the water. You know, you can see it's like it's wet. You know, as you're kind of giving it over to him, and he grabs it. You know, looks around at it. You see as his bony fingers touch it, it's suddenly dry. And then he takes out this little like pocket lighter thing, you know, like a small little box that has like a little magic trap inside of it that casts a little tiny create bonfire. And so, Divot, you're like, is that a lighter? Like, yeah, you see him like pull out this little create bonfire cantrip lighter, and he lights it, and he blows smoke out. Divot, you look and you're like, you're holding the cigar in your hand, and you look down. The one you are now holding is now soaking wet.
Aw.
So he says, so you have come back to us, Bruenor, huh? To answer the trials. They call you a traitor. They say you left them here to die. Dr. Gast does not try to become involved in the comings and goings of the breeding folk. But I must say, I am eager to see what happens myself. You know, he puffs on. Divot, your cigar now.
So what is your position in all this now? Are you like, what, or do you just get to collect the bounty? Is that what it was? You just used even the drowned hounds to get me here?
Ah, yes. It was the captain's idea to even try to fight you. I say foolish. You hear the songs that people sing. The five are unbeatable in combat. But they are weak in their mind.
But we are friendly, and so you took advantage of that. And you know what? That's gonna come back, I think, at some point. But I respect it. Go for it.
You see, he's like, oh, and he puts his hand over his rib cage. He's like, if only I had a heart, you would have broke it. Friendship, kindness, foolish things you mortals use to get by. Weakness, stupidity. Your niceness is a cover for your lack of foresight. Draws off the cigar again. It was the king and queen who wished to see you. The queen is not here. The king wishes you brought to him anyway. We have two ways to go about this. The easy way. And you see he kind of like beckons back up toward the stairs, where you must walk with your feet up the stairs and bow before the true king of Edmira. Or, and you see just kind of like stretches back, and you watch him grow. You know, instead of like a humanoid skeleton, he now looks like probably about an ogre size, you know, maybe like 8 to 10 feet tall. We can do it the hard way if you prefer. I will not win in combat, but you will never get away.
Wait, so there's a king that isn't you? Is that what I picked up?
The Shadow Lord, the King, Lord Exxonious, true King of Amida.
Okay. I just thought Exxonious was like a shadow dragon flying around here like a,
No. I sure wish that he was just a dragon. A dragon these nuts across his face. I'm gonna kick his I want to roll for joshing.
Roll for joshing. All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
60 plus episodes
royal
in.
job.
We did it. We did the joke.
Take that,
Okay.
citizen.
I'm rolling for joshing.
All right, here comes your Josh roll. Not hot raw Joshes recently. Oh, that's good.
Oh, nice.
All right. You hit him with the Dragon M nuts. These nuts. And you see, even Dr. Gast is like, he's pretty damn good. And he starts laughing. You see the 10 shadows that were bent down also suddenly like all right, Bruenor, here's what I'm gonna give you for this Josh. The laughter, it's almost like Tasha's hideous laughter was briefly cast on this room. The power of your joke, the royal voice of Elmira, the prince of this kingdom in his castle, with such a solid, dragon these nuts joke. You basically have them all stunned with laughter right now. So, it's like the encroaching shadows on you, the guy in front of you, that you do have a bit like a 6-second bubble of like opportunity were you to wish to try, whatever you wanted to do there. Just so you know, like that's the mechanical advantage of this awesome moment of joshing.
Yeah, I was trying to remind my people of the prince that they know, not the, like the history of the prince that they like connected with, so that I would maybe get an opportunity to like speak my part, but also I want to get the fuck out of here. I want to like sneak away, like grab my friends and be like, fucking go and like get out, like sneak away. Maybe if there's like a under the stairs kind of like part that I could like jam with my elbow, like with like. I feel like I know this castle.
Like it's it's like the Clue Mansion. Like you're like, this is my home turf.
Yeah.
I can go I have trapdoors all over the place. I want to do something kind of cool that just came to mind. So just bear with me because I like this. Bruno, give me a charisma check. Just roll like your plus modifier on charisma. It's not against a set DC. Whatever the number is will have an effect here. I really like the idea of what you just said.
So like not a saving throw per se.
Yeah, just where it says like plus whatever, like that, just like a raw charisma roll.
Oh, it's a
19, nice. Okay.
Oh my god, plus 0.
Sure.
The Lord is with me. Okay.
All right. So Bruenor, you make this
Fancy
joke.
green lady.
Little cane. So Bruenor, you make this joke, and as you watch them all kind of laugh, you see this little like, rather than the dark black and dark black green, black purple that you've seen of Synthesis, of Queen Mab, all this stuff, you see almost like a royal blue colored shadow as the laughter of these 10 shades, the ones that, are paying their respect to you. You see as they laugh, these like dark blue, royal blue waves ping out of their mouth. And you watch as 19 more of the shadows in the room fold over, and in their laughter are also paying their due respect to you. So right now there's 71 shadows, to get hyper technical, 29 bent over, bowing for you, and 79 still just kind of stuck in the laughter of this effect of the powerful royal joshing of Prince Bruenor the Serpent. Bruenor, you have 2 ways to go. All right, so to your left, if you run off, is toward near where the armory is at. Okay, so you do also know that's kind of where like guards typically were stationed. The army army bastion, but it might also afford you an access to the armory of Elmira. There's an even like a slippier kind of like way to get to the chef's quarters. That's like the classic Batman, like pull a candelabra and this little tube opens up, and then there's like an opening of a channel of rock that sends a gush of water that it's like a water slide that pushes you down to like where the cooks and the lower quarters of the castle would be. Which way do you guys want to go?
We have to choose. Can't we do both?
Show me the kitchens. Show me the kitchens.
Tynna's like,
I'm going. Oh, we're going on the water slide. That's like, of course, if Bruenor is taking her friends through her house, she's gonna show them the coolest shit first. Like,
Yeah.
dopest stuff.
You have
Yes.
a blank check slide?
Yes, the blank check. Everybody. Oh, I want it as soon as I saw it.
so yeah, we're going to the kitchen.
All right, so the laughter is pinging off all around you guys. Bruenor, you see the candelabra on the side, you hit it, you hear the great rushing surge. It's like some of the castle reshapes to allow some of the external pressure of the water from outside to force through this little jet. Give me some fucking credit. I just want a water slide underwater. So you see the torrential jet of water and you're just like, hop in, and you guys see Bruenor basically shows you guys a water slide going down. I know the 5. You guys are going. So yeah, you guys all just kind of hop in. You kind of go down this big. You can tell you're like circling around the castle, like whoa. Again, the vibe of the Josh still there in the tube with you. You kind of bottom out. You're all still floating, able to breathe again from the water breathing spell cast by the Maiden's Bort shield of Bruenor the Serpent, so that you guys, didn't drown down here. You're looking around in this like, it's like kind of hazy. It's really dark. Like the candles and stuff aren't lit. Again, nobody's like really living here. So it's like they haven't been like bringing fresh algae in that glows the room up and, like the light source of this kingdom. And so it's real dark. And Tynna, it does kind of hurt it's when you're in like a kitchen of a restaurant that's closed, like for good. There's just
I can't help myself. I'm like polishing the counter and I'm like looking to see what like scraps they might have left behind to see if I can't fix up something for everybody.
That's great, Tynna. Give me I don't want to say nature. Well, no, yeah, because again, it's all algae stuff. Give me a nature check. We'll see if you can scavenge anything fun.
Yeah. And my lady's on my side.
The green lady.
Come on, mole legs. Mole legs. We're getting mole legs.
Did you say, do I have advantage? Either way, it's pretty good. 17.
17. All right, so that's
Mole
good.
legs.
Yeah, Seymour legs.
All right, this is pretty sweet. Tynna, this works really, really well for you. You're going through, and it's funny because you're like, there's like a clam, and you're just kind of like some sea life and dead fish that have just, it's like nobody's really eating here, so everything that was down here has gone bad in the years of time that it's been since like the fire of this kitchen was lit. And you're kind of going through things, and you see there's just this random jar of this like shiny powder, and you're like, oh, what is that? Is it sugar or salt? It's like it's got to be something that wouldn't dissolve in the water, and so you're just kind of looking at it, and you realize it's actually powdered diamond. All right, now the effect of powdered diamond, Tynna, if you consume it, okay, so it's a free action, you just kind of like drink it before you cast a spell, you can re-roll any number of dice on a healing spell. So say you roll 46, and like 2 of them are good, 2 of them are bad. If you drink that powder, you can re-roll the 2 bad ones. You still have to keep whatever they present to you after that point, but it's an opportunity to re-roll as many dice as you want once from a healing spell cast. So there's some, just a shout out, there's some really great homebrew spell component things that I love that we've started incorporating into some of my home games. This is one of them, just so you know. It's like the spell regents that influence certain types of spells and magic. It's a good way to, like, in 5th edition, have people use their gold. There's like cool ways to like add a d6 lightning damage or things like that. But this one, you actually rolled it on my chart, is powdered diamond, Tynna. You're like, you can only imagine how lavish this place must have been to have.
I actually like kind of casually look over Tynna's shoulder and I go, oh, you found grandma's magic nose dust. That's cool. And then like I keep walking, like Bruner's like nostalgically walking around the kitchen right now, like with
Man, my grandma was always so tight when she had some. She was terrible when she didn't. It was weird. Yeah. Always stole my
so I'm
gold.
pocketing it, obviously. But quick question: is this something that I could like split between the
Just
5?
one use, single use.
Okay.
I know it's not. You're like, I have a whole jar. No, you gotta drink. You're just like, it's like trying to drink
fucking
like Kool-Aid
water,
mix with no water. You're just like.
Question, are there
legal,
any other
baby.
uses for it? No.
What's that? All right. All right. That was. I hated thinking about that. All right. So yeah. Tynna, you did manage, again, and almost like you're careful. It's like as you're just kind of straightening things up, it's almost like with your holy light, you being a cleric of life, you're washing the shadow off of these countertops and everything a little bit too. And you have a similar reverence as you look at Bruenor, just kind of having those childhood flashbacks. This is a space she's been before. Bruenor used to come down here and, and steal stuff all the time, or, just like sneak away to get out of, all kinds of little kid stuff. And the royal chef was this like sweet old Sahagwin woman. She wasn't even a sea elf. She was like more of like a fish person. And but you and her, had gotten to know each other pretty well. One of the many souls, that you knew along the way that you concern yourself with in your journey to get back here. So yeah, you guys have been, you're looking around, kind of waiting to like, you see Tynna kind of go off and find the powdered stuff. Bruenor's kind of walking around, like sliding her hand on the walls and stuff the way you do, and you're just kind of like refamiliarizing yourself with the location. But no shadows around. You hear the great rush stop. Now again, it's like the burst of time that you had from the joshing effect, is limited. So, as you guys kind of stand there, you feel that like they could just also come down that water slide, and so you kind of feel the pressing force of, people are after you. What do you guys do?
So I want to ask if anybody wants to see if they could find anything in here that's cool to like fight with or do shit with.
So yeah, like underwater, like piercing weapons, darts, daggers, short swords, and the like don't suffer the disadvantage penalty that some of the bigger weapons do. Thoricus, I meant to tell you, the quick strike blade fits that criteria. The quick strike blade would be able to move around. I mean, it's the quick strike blade, effectively even underwater. So you don't have the disadvantage penalty on your attack.
When I was looking around, could I have found like a particularly piercing kitchen implement?
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, whichever one like if there's a specific kitchen instrument you've always wanted to stab someone with.
Oh,
let me know.
yeah. Well,
Meat thermometer.
Meat thermometer is good, but I was thinking like trident, like if there was like for like spaghetti noodles, like those big ones. So I'll take the slotted spoon and then like the trident spear fork.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
my parents were not very original. You better believe that everything is very underwater themed in this fucking.
Yeah, they don't have forks. They just have full tridents. You're just like, gosh, I hate eating it. It's
like
hard
the
here.
fork and the spoon you find in every like kitchen, just the giant fork and spoon for no reason. Like, oh, there you go.
I'll take that
It's good
off
decor.
Of the wall. Thank you. You, Drew?
What?
What did you say, Drew?
Oh, I said everything's better down where it's wetter.
Take it from me.
hopper.
Dr. Goss does sound a little bit like Sebastian.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got my full trident.
Go on then, kiss digger. Whoa. I'm so sorry.
Welcome to our crossover episode.
The show's canceled. All right. Disney's coming after us now.
They're mad.
That's right.
The big bad is Disney.
Something happened.
Truly.
Disney's like, what if I kicked the shit out of you?
It's just Bob Chapek in a mask.
Because all of us have black eyes and like little lips and stuff. So like, they beat the shit out of us.
You kick somebody's ass?
They
Well, after the chat this week, I broke my wrist on accident.
didn't even send us a cease and desist. They just sent people to come beat the shit out of us.
Yep. Don't mess with the House of Mouse, baby.
They got jumped by Goofy.
They got Abby already. They've had Abby. She's one of the most pro-Disney
Anyway,
people I know.
We're running for our lives.
So yeah, you're running from a soulless shadow, like we are from Disney.
Man, I should be able to tell which way Exxonious is, right? Like, generally?
Yeah.
So that we
David,
don't go in there
honestly,
unwittingly?
if that's the case, like as you are correct, you're able to ping these sources of synthesis's power, calling out to like your revenant life source, the reason you are still alive, to kill synthesis in all of his forms. You feel that beating heart. So he was up those stairs. Like beyond up in, Bruenor would know, you don't know exactly, Divot, what that room is, but he's at the top of this castle.
I agree with Bruenor that the smart thing to do is to run away, but like, I don't know what to do because I have to try to kill this guy, and I can't do it with myself. So I'm just gonna be quiet and be like, shit.
You guys kind of hear the scraping, and you're like, what the hell is that? Somebody sneaking up on me. And Divot, his fists are so closed that his like skeleton fingers are like grinding against his hands a little bit. Rial, you have this same strange sensation right now. Like there is an impulse within you to deal with or rejoin. Like you're being pulled a lot of different directions right now just by the sheer presence. Again, your relationship with Divot is being affected by this strange dark magic in this instance as well. And so you all kind of feel this heavy dark energy kind of pouring out of Divot and Rial in this moment.
So now that I've collected myself, sorry, I got a little bit nostalgic there. I'm ready to do this and to face this, or at least acknowledge this and confront this, but my way, not doing it their way. So follow me. I can get us up to the throne room, but like I'll sneak, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go this way. And I want to like open. Can I like open an oven and crawl into it, and then it pops?
But then it's like there's no. You guys are like, I'm ready for this, guys. 1 sec, and then you climb in the oven and just like shut the door.
Yeah.
I'd like to. I think I have two. I think I have 2 bardic inspirations left. I'd like to give one to Bruenor. Like, yes, lead us. Tell us which way to go.
Okay.
And if it gives her any more chutzpah, you know how we elves, as a form of gratitude, we do the awkward kiss on the forehead?
Mm-hmm.
There's another thing we do as elves. This is more, and it's perfect for Bruenor, like leading the charge as our protector. So it's a kiss on the right ear, just as awkward, even more awkward actually. But it's kind of like we stand together. It's I'll be right ear. So a little
nibble on the little Vulcan part of the ear.
Yeah, the tip. nibble the tip.
Hey, okay, so I see that and I'm like.
Divot, your right ear's like falling off, so you're like, oh.
Yeah.
All right, Bruenor, yes, you feel the traditional elvish. I'll be right here. You son of a bitch. And yeah, I'm gonna say that functionally, again, since it's my joy to turn hijinks into mechanics, it will serve as the help function for you. All right, so Bruenor, this will be basically a stealth check. You're gonna be using the many back passageways, secret corridors, but bereft of the advantage granted you by the help action of Rial. And you are able to use the Bardic Inspiration if you need it, granted you by Divot. If not, you can hold on to that for a bit. Also, one thing worth mentioning, Rial, the illusionary magics that wrap you up currently will last for about another 20 minutes, is about where you're at on that timeline.
Well, we don't really need to lie about it anymore, right? And like,
It's true. And just to clarify, so you guys don't feel like I was like, haha, nice idea, screw you. You did bypass quite a bit of encounters by your successful mastery of those skill challenges along the way. The outfit, the costumes, that whole, I mean, you got through it without any like actual encounters. Since I know we do milestone and not experience leveling, that's one of the shortfalls, in my opinion, of milestone leveling is like, it's harder for me to get across. And it's like, oh, you beat the challenge. You didn't fight the challenge, but you beat it. And so you are rewarded experience for beating that challenge. And so in that way, your costumes all did work. It's just, again, Dr. Gas already kind of was in on it by having been with you guys through most of the planning phase. And
so like, we don't need to lie about it anymore. Like, we already beat all those challenges. Like, you don't need to be.
I'm just going to say that 20 minutes does matter. That there is a reason that matters.
Guys, I'm sorry I decided to speak and give Brandon ammunition to try to destroy.
No, it's not anything to do with Real.
No, I know it's me.
I also want to say that, like, as he doesn't look like Real, I think about how, like, I could totally kill Captain Creepus.
That is kind of a good point. Like, Real, you're like, maybe the illusion, if anything, it's just, like, kind of helpful to not look like Synthesis right now. All right. But yes, just, there is another timeline, time condition that has 20 minutes remaining on it. So Bruenor...
Thank you,
you're going to give me your stealth check for your ability to move. Like I said, you are still moving through a crowded kingdom, a castle. It's like as you're trying to sneak by, let's just see. Good thing you got that advantage from your team. Now, if you want to, I will say the higher you pass this, the better it is.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't have to. You did roll a 17. That beats the threshold of the challenge. But if you wanted to use your inspiration from Divot, you could. And I would say at a DC 20, there would be like a higher reward.
Yeah, I want to do that.
All right.
That's what I'm going to do.
You just need a 3 or better on this D6 roll.
D6, baby, D6. Okay.
Nice.
So listen, because I'm going to use what my friends give me. You guys are here to support me. I got that sweet, sweet bardic inspiration. And now we sneaky sneak. And then here we go.
All right, Bruenor. It begins, at first you kind of, you're looking up the staircase, and you have your hand on the wall and you're just kind of looking up, and everybody's watching, it's like, okay, we'll be going up the stairwell. And then Bruenor's like hand slides and she just like drops down. You guys follow her down this little like underground corridor. You're like, what would the use of this? It seems like there's just like superfluous secret entrances all over this place. And it's like, you guys go through, you like pop out in like a library where there's all these old aquatic books, and you're looking around. You can see this shadowy librarian hunched over the desk. If anybody makes too much noise, he'll shoot a little eldritch blast at him. And you guys kind of like Scooby-Doo, boink, 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 walk past. There's a big suit of armor, and you reach up and you like tilt the armor the one way, and another door opens up, and you see the librarian's like, shh. And then anybody like continues going back to his work. You guys go through that pathway, and finally you start going up. You reach this channel of like a straight up, almost like going up the turret of the castle, that takes you directly from the bottom floors to the top floors. Bruenor, this is the advantage that I'm going to give you. So I'm going to bring you over to our other map, okay? Now I had a very specific place I was going to... or I imagined that you would be coming from, so I have to move that. Just bear with me briefly.
Yeah.
No, this is D&D, baby. This is one thing I tell people about running games online. This is something. So it's like I have to make a rough guess of what I think is going to be going on, because otherwise I don't have tokens and art in place, right? So in a normal game, I would just like draw something out and be like da da da. Right now, this is it. This is one of the problems of this is the difference between live and digital play. But I think this is a cool idea and I want to reward it. So, you see Brian with a sweet eye patch. I just wanted to bring that up. Following you, even though he's still in costume.
Right.
Oh.
All right, here we go. I'm going to bring you over.
And
then I'm going to let you decide on this map, Bruenor, where you come from. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So I'll give you a little time as I kind of describe the setting. So feel free to look around.
No.
But so you are about to enter the royal throne room of Elmira. Standing in the center in the back against the coral wall, the coral throne room, sits the giant mithril throne of the king of Elmira. From behind it, crackling black lightning bolts emanate and shoot in all directions, casting these dark, shadowy bursts of darkness all around the room. On the left side of the room, the tall statue of the great Elmiran priest, Clam Margera, sits standing book in hand with the holy reverent light that often emanates around this statue. Again, pinging you here in the top left. Clam Margera on the left.
Clam.
You see sits an open book with this shadowy priest kind of bent over the side. Blue tile and marble, beautiful jets of diamond, crystal, and coral. The walls themselves in this chamber start to be made out of this twisted dark coral. You see the glowing in the room emanating from these strange bulbous lamps of this extremely bright coral that they put inside like a magnifying glass that amplifies the light all through the room. You also see the ghostly wisps of that blue and green light coming through the giant stained glass windows on the east and west sides of the room. On the far right corner in the top right room, another statue made to the other great Elmiran warrior, the great Tynna Hawk. You see he stands with his giant three-pointed trident in hand and a great hunter's bow at his feet. Again, in front of him, an open book on a pillar with a shadowy priest kind of bent over top of it. Now, as Bruenor, you'll be picking where you come into this. You would also see this kind of as the doors open. The staircases go down. You see the throne's about 30 feet up. The great staircase that goes down. And he's not in there. You see, six of these giant, the metal-bodied soldiers of the Elmiran Legion, with their big webbed centurion helmets and spiked gauntlet fists, kind of stand over guard of the figure currently sitting in the throne. The physical form of the shadow dragon Exxonious. You see, he sits there. He's built kind of like Drax from frickin' Guardians of the Galaxy. He's just like Dave Bautista, just like super jacked. Hourglass upper body. Got like a 12-pack that's kind of covered by this big giant belt that he wears. Thoricus, you know it immediately to be a belt of some kind of giant strength. All right, so you see he's got these big, giant, massive, gray, scaly muscles, white, pale eyes, and a big, bald head. On his hand, this giant gauntlet that's ever webbed in this twisted green and black shadow. You see it looks like a dragon's claw that sits on the edge, his left hand. As he reaches forward, there's just this kind of like coursing shadow of black and green that burns all over the edges of it. You see he's just sitting there. He's so big that he it's almost like Thanos. Like he fills out the throne far more than an elf would, and he's almost sitting on the armrests of it. Just kind of this big, giant, looming figure with this claw of shadow. Now you can see, Bruenor, all their eyes. They're all expecting you, as was I, to come through this bottom door where you see all these church pews lined up, okay? The people would come and listen in reverence to the king and queen's decrees, and so the day-to-day function of the massive empire of Elmira would go on. And so it's almost like half church, half political place. You see, dozens of these pews lined up, 3 on either side, that just go back, and in each of these pews, a pair of these wisping shadows. It's like the mood was set. Like everybody's like, it's like a birthday party. Everybody's ready. The lights are set, and everybody's staring at this door to the south. The big giant door, ivory doorway that would lead into the Coral Throne Room. But that's not where you're coming, Bruenor. So the entrances, okay? So you have Clam Margera's statue on the left, the great cleric. You have Tynna Hawk, the great warrior, here on the far right. There's the throne room itself, the black crackling lightning behind the chair. That does seem to be like a thing, like that could hurt you potentially. There are these great giant windows here on either side of the room, on the east and the west. In front of them, some various flora and fauna, probably presented as gifts from emissaries and the like. But yeah, that's what you see. So I'm going to give you the advantage again because you know this kingdom. Where would you want this this secret door? You passed the 20 DC. Where would you want to pop up in this?
Oh my goodness. The options are limitless. Well, okay. Is it possible? Would you let me send some folks to one? At least another one than mine? Would you let me do that?
I absolutely would.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at everybody and go, okay. I need you guys to come in kind of from like a whole other side than me. I'm gonna come around the other way and essentially present myself and just see what happens.
Classic pincer move. Yeah.
Classic. Also classic Bruenor move.
Yeah.
They should have known better.
A classic princer move. Yeah.
Princer move. That's right. And so it's something also that's just, I used to come in from everywhere. I've you know how many times I've broken these windows, like just coming in because I'd make an entrance? Come on. Okay.
Can I whip up some dope ass music to throw over there for when she comes in? Like just fucking like.
So, yeah, I'd like to maybe come out from, you said right is Clam Margera? No.
Right is Tuna Hawk.
Tuna Hawk, yes. Okay.
Thank you.
So, Tuna Hawk. So I'd like to, yeah, I'd like to come out from behind the Tuna Hawk statue and jump and try and ride the priest guy that's repeating him. He's got wings and stuff, right? Can I ride him?
Sure.
Yeah, he's got wings, so, and we have ruled for Bruenor. That's really all it takes. That's enough for you to attempt at least.
Well, that, and I'm just trying to get a really high platform. I'm trying to get some air. Like.
Okay, yeah, I like that. That's dope. Yeah, let's set up everybody, because it's like this, obviously once this scene kind of starts going, it'll be a whole thing.
Yes.
It'll be one of those D&D things.
So it would be smart, like I don't want everyone to completely be separated from each other, but like to maybe have everybody grouped just on the other side, maybe under
there's 5 of us, right? So we can't split up evenly.
Oh,
I guess there's Brian too, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brian's with us?
Brian is with you. Eye patch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remind us about that iPad. Yes.
I just have to keep bringing it up because I'm so happy about it.
His name is Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
I'm sorry, Ryan.
Bad boy now. He's a bad boy, Ryan.
Bad boy Brian. Look out.
Yeah. Ryan.
We have good boy, big boy, and now bad boy Brian.
Bad boy, Ryan.
What's up, ladies?
Bad boy Ryan.
Watch out. And then what he does is he lifts up his eye patch and he winks with that eye.
I love
He
it.
is a bad boy.
He passed.
You don't need that
Whatever he was
iPad.
doing.
You don't play by those rules.
Okay, so we want, did you say you wanted them by
Damn.
Clam Margera?
Yes, Clam Margera, please.
So
Does anyone want to, I don't know. Would it make sense to come from behind that thing? That the thing in the middle? The scary
So yeah,
lightning?
you've got, I just want to
Yeah.
move him so you can kind of see
I
what that
wanna
is.
do
That's the
that.
throne there,
Okay,
and then
do it.
behind it is like there's like, that's kind of the center source of this black lightning that's kind of like striking all around. You notice that it's like, it's pretty much covers this little area here, like where the other tile pattern is. It's like covering that area specifically. So you see a little bit of black lightning coming out of both of these statues as well, but not striking in the same fashion as it does from behind the chair. But yeah, he's kind of like sitting his big giant body on the throne.
I look over at Bruenor and I see Bruenor starting to try to mount this thing, and I see the source of the lightning, and I'm like, oh, I'm finna fuck that up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sundial
say,
style.
yeah, I say definitely like Thoricus and Divot from the center, and then like Tynna, Real, brine from the clam.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Does that sound good? Does everyone feel like you've all brought me here together, so I want us all to feel like we have a voice, even though technically we probably
You're the only one.
Good job.
All right. I wanted your input. You said you wanted to do the lightning, so I gave it to you.
Yeah, Divot did.
What did you want to do?
I wanted to just not ever be here, but here we are. So let's just fucking get it.
You wanted to be napping right now, but no.
You're
I thought we
right.
were gonna eat breakfast. I was promised some mole eggs, I thought, and then all of a
couldn't
sudden,
find any, I'm sorry.
Fuck we are.
He's mad. You know how Papa fights when he's mad.
It's fine. Yeah, now you want to fight? Papa's angry. Let's fucking do this.
I don't think I want to fight yet. I'm just trying to talk to everybody first.
Mole egg omelet would have been nice. It's nice.
It sure would have,
mole
but
egg
you know
omelet.
what? Them's the breaks, Thoricus. Them's the breaks.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Joke's on me, right?
Okay.
While we are preparing before we spring anything, I would like to take off the Creepus coat and Krampus sack that thing. You never know when you might need it later, if there's a later.
Yeah, that's not part of the illusion. You know, that coat is something that you have.
That's his coat. It's not gonna fit him anymore, cucumber ass, but I don't think we need.
There's an idea.
Listen here, you're onto something.
Money.
I'll instead hop into, thanks for the rest we got on the ship, I'll alter self again back to Vaporeal, but with one change. Instead of the usual bone saw hands, I want to keep my hands free for some finessey weapons. So for the natural weapons, if I can have like, you know how like the lionfish or the scorpionfish have those spines?
Yeah.
With like the fun little fins? If I can opt for that instead.
You totally
Make
can.
a little-
Nice.
Yeah. Dang it,
That's-
Vlad has a good piece of art for that too, and I don't have it handy. I'll have it. Trust me. All right,
Okay.
so dope. Yeah, taking on your aquatic. You know, you're basically the nine tails of, or the Eevee of the five. And so we fed you like the aqua candy, and you turn into Vaporeal. Yeah, this is kind of like,
It's a
feel
tie
free, like this
five.
is a bit of the calm
It's a
before the throne
stone.
room.
Use the water stone. Jesus, come on.
That's right. That's right. It's not candy. It's the stone.
Duh.
All right. So yeah, any if you guys have any other preparations you want to do before we kind of go into like the cinematic of Bruenor entering this room, you know, you guys are all kind of set up to spring in at whatever, you know, when the time is right. But Bruenor is basically offering to go in first by herself.
Is that still the signal?
Yeah, is that the signal?
Kiss me.
Kiss me, kiss me.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So, anything else? You guys good?
No, I think that's it.
So I guess we're just going into this thing. Like, this is Bruenor comes out and makes a speech, and we just kind of lay in wait to pounce.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
all
gonna
kind of like right
try-
now. You're all waiting before you go to like your perspective. She's like, you know, that's the way up to come from over there. That's the way,
Right.
you know. But it's like this is like the bubble moment before you guys break up and won't be able to communicate with each other anymore. So Thoricus kind of is like, all right, calls you all together to like solidify what the idea is.
I was like, well, Divot can communicate with Bruenor mentally, and then he can tell me what's going on, and then I can tell Rial what's going on, and he can tell Tynna. So
Yeah.
fucking boom. Communications are set up.
But it's like telephone.
It's
His
slightly
jelly
changing.
is stuck. I don't know what it was. I don't know.
Jelly's stuck. Oh, he's dead now, so it's fine.
But yes,
Belt
so the plan is
me. I don't know.
to have Bruenor go in and just try to address the situation without violence or initiative.
Yes, I'm gonna try.
And I'm like, yeah.
Calm down. Just
If anything happens, fine.
here, snap it to a Slim Jim.
You're not you when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers, but you're a skeleton. It'll just fall right through. Like,
I have no stomach.
oh, Yeah.
All right. So yes, Bruenor, you're leading the charge. Let's do this.
Hope I don't suck. Woo.
We got your back all the way. Let's do this.
Okay, so when I get there, before everything, can I like, what's the temperature in the room, as Thoricus would say?
All right, so yeah, you see again, it's like wispy shadow people, like their intention is pretty bland. Like I said, there's like a holiness in the room. You know, there's like the shadows sitting on the pews seem to be like waiting. And yeah, it's like they're all, Bruenor, you know, the skinny, at this point they know you're here, and so it's like they don't know you got away. They at this point it's like, okay, they went in, they felt the trap was sprung, now they'll be coming up the stairwell, and they're just basically waiting. You know, it's like you see the big giant form of the physical manifestation of the shadow dragon Exxonious. You know, dragons notoriously using polymorph to take on the aspects of humanoid forms. This humanoid form is pretty terrifying. And yeah, you see him just kind of like big, giant, lingering, no weapon on him or anything. He doesn't wear any armor. You know, and you see he's got his big, giant, scaled gauntlet that burns with the Evershadow. And then his big magical belt. But yeah, he's just, like I said, he's sitting almost kind of on the armrests of the chair because his frame is so big. This throne not made for him, but he seems content to. He likes the image of it, you know, still lingering over the top. You see the crackling tendrils of shadow just kind of like cracking on the ground all around you. A strange halo of dark energy on both of the statues in the room. But yeah, it seems, again, it's like they're not. There's not like an active thing happening. The room is very tense, and the expectation is that you will be brought up the stairs to him. But that is not what happened.
Cool beans. So then I'm gonna hippity hop on to this guy. I want to just essentially, like, you know, just kind of step up onto him very casually, as if I had done this 100 times before. Like, this guy has wings, so that once he starts freaking out, I'm like, thank you. We go up now, like.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Pivot.
Yeah. Just come right up this way. Yes. And then once I get a good viewpoint of everybody, I just want to look at Exxonious and say, you know, you're worthy of building yourself a bigger throne for that ass.
Bruenor, you feel the shifting focus of all the room. You know, you see the rows full pews of shadow all turn up and look at you. You know, you're sitting on the back of this strange shadow creature with these leathery bat wings that has just kind of like wispy cloud of black smoke that kind of just dissolves at the base of its form. You kind of step on it, you know, you see it's got these like gray horns that stick out of its like stretched dark purpley skin. You grab the horns, you know, almost as like you would the horn on a saddle, and you just step on. Again, you kind of, in expectation, expect he's going to push back against you, so you kind of buck. And, you know, you see as you kind of get him to fly you toward the top, you know, these large 40-foot tall stained glass purple windows with this eerie blue and green light kind of emanating in as you kind of find yourself the focus of the attention. The big giant form of the shape of the physical manifestation of Exxonious turns and looks at you. This big giant massive body, these pale burning white eyes. He looks up at you, stands up. You know, we kind of shift, you know, Thoricus and Dibbit, you're both kind of standing there, you know, ears pressed against the wall waiting. Thoricus, suddenly you start hearing this doo 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 doo. You like look over at Dibbit, and there's these little like waves of sonic energy coming off of him. Dibbit, as you're sitting there, you know, your skeleton hands pressed against the wall, like preparing for this ambush, you start feeling those waves of the dark energy, the acorn of synthesis calling out to you, just kind of washing over your body. Suddenly your vision's starting to go a little bit black. You can just, the thoughts that fill your mind are those of destruction. And finally, at last, like getting your hands upon this one this major source of Synthesis's life. You're like having this struggle as you lean against the wall. We bounce over. Tynna, you're sitting there with bad boy Brian. He's sitting there picking his teeth with a fucking matchstick or something dope like that. He's got a tattoo now, fucking sweet, and he's just like sitting there in the water. You guys are all also pressed against the wall. You see Brian like beaming with a little bit of pride in this moment as he's like listening to Bruenor address the audience. Of course, starting off with the classics, Bruenor Burner, and you see he's happy. He lifts up his eye patch and winks at you, and then Tynna, you also start hearing this heartbeat, and you look over, and Rial, similarly, you're just kind of sitting there, and you feel all these whispers in your mind, Rial. You truly are a manifestation of the goodness of Synthesis removed, and so the source of this power, of this great being, the shadow dragon Exxonious, is also the same power source that fills your veins, and you can feel almost like spiders crawling out of your skin as you attempt to push away this ridiculous instinct within you to connect to this power source that's humming at you through the walls. We shift back to Bruenor. You're sitting there and you see these crackling lightning bolts whipping all over the floor. The great Exxonious stands up, looks at you. You think this is time for jokes, Prince Bruenor? I say it is time for your trial. And his like burning gauntlet starts burning super bright like an underwater flare. And you watch as the wisps of the shadows, as the great pearl doors open, and you see the 100 shadows from below coming in. But Bruenor, you notice there's a split in them, and the 29 that had paid homage to you, mixing with some of the other ones, seem to be forming on the right side of all of these pews, as if one stands in opposition of you and one stands with you. And so you see, as the greater numbers certainly are against you, but you do see that there's like a small, like, yeah, get him, Bruenor, group on the far right side of these pews. You kind of look around and you see the burning bright light. Bruenor, what do you do?
I kind of recognized that people started changing when I changed my approach, So I am, that's kind of why I came in that way and kind of even said something like to Exxonious, because I was hoping maybe that would also turn a couple people that were already there, like classic Bruenor coming in behind Tuna Hawk.
All right, Bruenor, do it again. Give me another charisma, just a flat charisma check. Again, you get +0, so this number could be very hilariously low. But yes, it is just a flat charisma check. Oh my god!
I forgot on this.
That's so fucking dope.
Thank you, Green Lady.
Green Lady.
Oh my god.
Magic. Okay.
This is the reason people play Dungeons and Dragons, guys. It's moments like these. All right, Bruenor. Yeah, you, the true prince, the people's leader of Elmira, the one everybody liked. Lara was the tactician, the politician. You were the leader of the people. And so your loss in their life echoes long, even in their shadowy spirits. You see, as this incredible joke lands with the people of the room. I'm gonna give you another, so you get 10 extra. So 30 of those spirits switch over, and you now have, like I said, there were some already in the room, but you have pretty nearly 50-50 now, Bruenor. You see, as groups of these swirling shadow, looking up at the once great, was supposed to be the leader of the Free Peoples of Elmira. As you enter the room, from the Tuna Hawk warrior of legend, almost like matching the legacy of the great warrior that you step out from, entering this throne room, already a ruse, a trap, a trick, one up on Exxonious, making him look a fool immediately upon entering the room. You have won over this crowd of shadows, and you now see as the trial that sits before you, the jury of your shadowy peers sits equally split in front of you. The heartbeat of Exxonious, the shadowy powers of Sithis crackling on the floors around you. The stage is set. The trial will begin. After intermission, guys. All right, so yes, holy shit, that was what a dope 20 Bruins. Man, I love Dungeons and Dragons, and holy fuck, this is gonna be sweet. All right, so hang with us, team. I'm so excited. All right. 10 minutes. We do intermission. All these people give us amazing art. I did want to shout out one new artist that did a piece. It was submitted anonymously, so I just want to say thank you to the person that did the art for my man Exxonious's physical form, that sweet dude with the shadow gauntlet. So just thanks to everybody, man. The next 10 minutes, you will see all original art, all original music, all created for this production. And so thank you so much to all the amazing artists that help us build this like identity for the world and the characters and the people of this amazing little piece of magic. Thanks to the cast that brings these characters to life so much. And thanks to the bathroom for letting me pee in you. We will see you in 10 minutes, guys. Check this stuff out. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy your battle royale, and we will see you so soon. All over so soon. Oh shit! I'm at intermission. I don't need to smoke. I did it anyway. welcome back, buds, to Weed&d, the pot positive live tabletop role-playing experience. When last we left our ferocious crew, they were getting ready for a little court time, as Bruenor the Serpent has returned to the fallen kingdom of Elmira, apparently by ruse of the Drowned Hounds, Captain Creefus, and Dr. Gast. The large looming form of the physical manifestation of the shadow dragon Exxonious now sits, massively atop the mithril throne in the Coral Throneroom of Elmira. I think that's enough. I don't have like a People's Court theme or anything. I wish I did. And then we were like, no, first defendant today is, but no. But we jump back in. You see the bioluminescent algae filtered through these magnifying glasses that illuminates, giving the whole room this kind of like aquatic sea blue shine. Lights emanating in through these giant 40-foot tall stained glass windows on the east and west side. Outside of which you can see the crested pillars of the city of Elmira. The shadowy black lightning that strikes behind the mithril throne itself, serving as like almost a protective cover around the throne area where Exxonious now sits. The statues of the great Elmiran heroes, Clem Margera and Tuna Hawk, stand juxtaposed on either side of the room from each other. One the cleric, one the warrior, both seemingly possessed by this strange dark shadow that looms over them. Currently, Bruenor the Serpent sits atop the bat wings of this strange shadow priest that she has ridden to the prominent position in the room, granting the sight of all of the shadows that now linger in the court, the courtroom, so to speak, the royal Coral Throneroom of Elmira. The shadows that now sit in the pews you see offset in numbers either side, 59 to one side, 41 to the other. The lingering memories of their allegiance to the bloodline of Elmira somehow cutting through the twisted shadow magics that have enslaved them as servants of Exxonious. Bruenor, you now sit, above the flapping bat wings of the strange priest, and you look down at the massive form of Exxonious' physical manifestation, thick green-gray skin that glows, the ever-burning gauntlet of green fiery shadow on his left hand. He looks up at you. He looks at the shadows gathered in spectacle, and he laughs a bit to himself at the sight, like to see. My legions bend so quickly to your side. That is why I brought you here, Prince. My legions will not march for me, and I need to prove to them that you are a traitor. What say you in defense of the accusation of treason? You abandoned your people and allowed a stronger, mightier force to invade. You see, he kind of flexes his big giant muscles a bit as he sits back and crosses his legs on the throne. Again, he's far too large to sit, like the elven frame of this throne. And so he kind of sits on the armrests and leans back. He's about twice the size of a normal humanoid. Tremendous body.
I understand that it would look that I would just leave. Look at you, bro. Like, you're fucking ripped. What was I supposed to do back then? Just, fight blindly without preparation, without learning, without growing, without doing anything for my people because I was gone when you came?
Your people. It was your people who ran into battle as you skiddled out the back roads of the golden pillars of Elmira. I know, for I spilled their blood and devoured their spirits as a mighty invader. And they should serve me for that privilege. But the lingering call of your bloodline taints their soul. I would be done with it. You say you fled to protect your people, but your people died as you fled. What say you to that?
That I'm back to right what I did wrong. I had to leave, or else I was going to become a spirit like the rest of them and not be able to save what was left. It was a tough decision. I'm not saying that I literally went, all right, fuck it. I know that's what it looks like because that's what I did with everything else. But this was either I go in and I get killed alongside everybody else, and then you continue to take over, to what end, by the way? Or I do something, get help. I needed help. I couldn't face you alone.
Yes, your allies. Perhaps we should discuss their intentions as well. The Stone Reaver, murderer of Beckus Grumblehelm, cast away from Kulmara. What an ally. Perhaps the discarded scraps of my master. Perhaps he has something to say. The bastard daughter of a crime lord who turned on her own god when it suited her. And the agent of death himself. Divot, you feel that beating through the walls behind you as if he is aware of your presence there as well.
Oh, and you're much better. Exxonious, devourer of souls, Shadow King of Elmira.
You see, he sits back and basks in your insult.
Just saying, if we are talking about deserved, if we are speaking about moral aptitude, we all are at the same level of bullshit. And I believe that a lot of people can agree that that's true of all of us.
See one of the shadows is like, yeah.
So, thank you. Well, okay. So, thank you.
All right, yeah, you see, Exxonious kind of, after you're just kind of allowing your words to assail him, he sits forward. I never claimed to be a moral man, Bruenor. Unlike your family and their little tricks, I take what is mine by right, through glorious battle, as I have done. And you see kind of like the swirling of the wisps on the other side, not your little band of camp. They're kind of invigorated by his words. He says, I entered your kingdom as a conqueror. I felled those that stood before me. Would I could have slayed you too, and you could have served me as your sister, my wife, does.
Yep.
She chose.
She is a diplomat.
Sharper words, perhaps. Well, I am no diplomat, Bruenor. I am simply a king on a broken throne. But you are a traitor. The proof is in the shadow armies that walk these streets. My lingering form that grows ever more even above us right now. The fact that my will brought you here, and nothing else.
Wait. No, we totally chose to come here. Well, I mean, I got kidnapped by, what's his face, and yeah, hold on. And then you see Bruno's like, well, guys, hey, guys.
Yep.
Hey,
Oh,
guys.
I think that's the signal, Riel. That's the signal.
I quietly start hexing the guy. I'm like, that's the signal.
Okay.
Going? Oh shit.
All right,
No, I
team.
just-
Wait.
Yeah, if spells are being cast and the setup is as it is, this is going to be initiative. That doesn't, like I said, that doesn't necessarily mean like it's like your only option now is battle, but the way that this will, this is an instigating effect right here. So let me remove all turns. Oh no, what happened? Yes, sorry, the roll 20 like freaked out on me. All right, turn order is now up. So select your token and then roll that sweet initiative.
Okay.
Of course, I have to.
Well, that's what happens. That's what happens.
all right, yeah, we gotta do that one real quick. That's a shit crit.
Shit crit.
I have flown too close to the sun.
We've got to. I have no other choice.
You spoke well for yourself, damn it.
Thank you. I just couldn't do it alone. That was the whole point.
All right.
What else happened?
Here we go. 4 rolls. Oh, it's gonna be. Sorry, guys. This is
just presenting themselves.
quite a bit of numbers. 15 for him.
Answer my question. What happened next?
But what next?
Yeah. What next?
What next up? Oh man.
I'm scared.
12.
I was like, guys, I thought
This is what we're here for.
avoid fighting this guy.
We're
this
not
sounds,
fighting. We're not fighting.
I guess that's true, but there's initiative now, and that means turns.
No, and turns can just be things.
I know. But
Don't just hold.
All right. Divot, you feel the beating, pounding heart beckoning you from the other side of this trap door, behind, absolutely like made for royal escape in the case of of an invasion or something. But you're, hidden basically just like in the Zelda game, like right behind that throne after you cut the curtains. So, I'm so sorry for that. So that was an unnecessary detail entirely. I'm high, I'm sorry. All right, so you're sitting there, Divot. I mean, fittingly, you have the highest initiative in the roll, and so you feel, that call of your destiny to destroy, to eradicate this strange dark energy in front of you. You're able to compel yourself. Like I'm not taking away your agency as a character, but just know that it's like this burden is weighing heavily on your spirit at this moment. What do you do?
Okay, here's what I want to do. I peek out from behind where I'm hiding, and I try to lock eyes with Bruenor. And I mouth the words. And I walk forward into the black lightning that's right there. And I want to whisper a hex at the guy, at Exxonious. And I'll do that first.
Okay. Bruenor, you see Divot emerge. The red mask of death fitted into his skin that's, rotting more and more so by the, he's still, again, he's not like a rotting zombie guy, but it's like his skin is getting looser. He's, he's aged, withered with time. His scrimshaw bone arms as he steps out. You can't help but see like a similar light in the eyes of these two creatures right now. Their destinies interlinked as he mouths, "I'm sorry" to you, and begins stepping forward into the shadow. You see this crackling orb of dark energy spitting out this strange lightning all around the center area. All right, Divot, this is the way this is going to work. That lightning is basically a defensive barrier for that area all around the throne room. As long as you're standing in it, you can control the lightning, but you will take damage every round from it. Fair?
Yeah.
All right, so you have by doing this, taking in, you feel it as you step in. This is pure shadow manifest. This is like some of the seed granted, Exxonious from synthesis, the same way your seed was granted you by death. And as you step in, you can't help but feel connected to the dark timeline of shadow throughout the world. How every reflection in glass has a shadowy mirror in another darker place. The true reality of the secret death that lingers behind every breath taken in the material realm. And you just feel like set in the arc of all of this creation. You feel the flow of this electricity through your body. It singes your skin. So, you get we're just gonna do this. This is first blast of this black electric energy. Actually, I didn't roll that great. You take 8 lightning damage. as you feel the shadowy arcs of this black lightning fill into your body. The defensive barrier around the throne area where Exxonious sits is now gone. You notice he sits forward and looks behind him. Again, he knew you were there, so it's like this isn't too outside of what he thought you might do, but perhaps surprised to see you step into the arc of black shadow. He turns. You see his gauntlet burns ever brighter in his hand, the billowing green and black shadow magic pulsating off the glove. Divot, so you have control of that. You've activated that ability. Hex is only a bonus action spell, so you still have your action. What do you want to do?
Right. All right, so I had that moment with Bruenor, and I'm like, sister, and I look at Exxonious, and I lock eyes with him because I've just hexed his ass, right? Mm-hmm. And then I realize that the lightning hurts, but I have control of it, and I'm kind of attuning to the lightning a little bit. And I want to plunge my hands into the base of the lightning and cast Eldritch Blast, like a wobbly ass fucking Eldritch Blast, right into the center of the nexus of the lightning.
Oh, sweet. Okay. We'll be jumping over to the other map briefly. So, Dr. Gast, punk butt, ain't there no more. Divot, you see the runic scrimshaw on your arms starts glowing with this purple-black energy of your warlock nature as you attune to this black lightning that courses through your body. You channel the focus and energy into this ball of black magic, piercing your hands far deeper than any mortal ever would be able to. And you start pumping this eldritch energy as you course your multiple blasts of the spell into this orb. And you see these crackling shots, and they start shooting out of the main center of this. You see the stained glass windows on both sides of the throne room just blow out, and you see glass shattered in all directions. Glass breaking underwater has like a strange thunderous crack to it, and it's just this like that kind of echoes through as you see the shards of glass just kind of floating away. As you see the arcing shadow whip crack into the sky as this looming shadowy form of this great plume of shadowy smoke, the dragon form of Exxonious floats in the sky. You hear this terrific roar. You just hear this tremendous cry as the furious nature of Phil McCracken finally booms its form out, and you see the great sea beast itself. Giant tendrils and tentacles that whip all around him, barbed spines that rest on his lobster back. He has this big focused face that has like a beak full of these sharp teeth and tendrils that grow. And the illusionary magic that hides him makes him translucent, spills away, and you see the tremendous color. This one's obviously not electric blue, but ours is. And you see his electric blue skin just like starts permeating out of the darkness. It starts flying forward, in the sky. You're looking out the broken windows of this throne room, and you see it engage with the giant cloud of black shadow. The two massive forces collide in the sky with this thunderous blast that shakes the throne room itself. You feel the old bricks of the castle shaking at your feet, like these two forces coming into collision, nearly are taking the city apart. You see the first bite of the Kraken into the shadowy wisp of shadow, and you watch as the two start swarming about each other in a collision of tentacle whips, shadowy blasts, and breath weapons. You see the physical form sitting in the throne room of Exxonious. He's kind of like distracted suddenly. He falls forward and looks up. No! And he's extremely worried about what's occurring right now. So, pretty cool first turn there, Divot. What you got? You got anything else?
Yeah. For the first second since I've been here, these people, these shadows, whatever they are actually paying attention to me. And I'm like in the lightning or whatever. And I look over at Bruno and I look at them and I'm just like, not guilty.
The defense rests, right? It's a cracking defense you got there, bro. All right. So yeah, we see our giant kaiju fight in the sky as this adult or this black shadow dragon is engaged in battle with this primordial beast, the Great Kraken. You know, as time goes by in this battle, you know, it's like you can't help but kind of like peek out the window as these massive blasts of green fiery magic project off the blue electric carapace of the Great Kraken. So again, the electric blue skin, not a detail that is no, like that's a different thing. So you still haven't really found out the root of that. But you see as these two great forces are battling in the sky, and it seems to have affected this physical manifestation of Exxonious in the room with you. In what way, you don't yet know. Haiju? A Haiju fight. That's so good, Riel. All right, yeah, so I'm gonna bring us back. Sorry, I just had to show you that sweet giant kraken. We'll jump back into the throne room now. So yeah, that well, all that was really dope. So Divot, you not guilty, you exclaim as the black lightning, has summoned this massive beast to come into battle. You see them engaged in this epic battle above you outside of the pillars of this castle. Divot, if that's the end of your turn, it's Thoricus's turn.
Yeah, I just want to look back and wink at him.
So what you got?
Wait, at me? You winked at me? Alright. So Divot's in the lightning doing awesome stuff, and yeah.
You would have got cracked by that lightning if he hadn't done that.
Right, Exxonious knows I'm back there, right?
He knew Divot was back there.
Well, he called me out too, though.
He did. He knows you're around. Like he knows he called out the allies, but he hasn't been like. And Thoricus back there is the worst.
My backstory. Seriously, he nailed my backstory. And so I have to assume that he knows that I'm here. So I guess I would just like to, step out from behind the throne as Divot's taking this hit for me, and come out, shining bright like a diamond. Fury style, but as the most intimidating fucking lawyer that's gonna fight with words and battle strategies that help the defense in this case. I will I'm gonna try to intimidate the jury, or I assume that the people in the court, to kind of sway their side, but not fight.
Yeah, like a sea of shadows is an intimidating, prospect indeed. The numbers are vastly. It's like you don't go into like the enemy camp and fight in the middle of their camp, and so it's like you're trying to use this display to sway them to sit down. So yeah, you can go ahead and give me an intimidation. You're like, and your words just fall. They're like, what did he say? Sorry, Dad. We do have to hit on that. That's the rule.
I forgot. Oh, I forgot to roll.
Whoa! Shit, crit.
All right.
I usually get all my shit rolls out on Discord. Forgot to do that.
It worked out against you. All right. So, in this case, you see that they're like, no, I'm more gonna fight you now. No, I'm kidding. I'm angrier than ever. But yeah, no, unfortunately, your attempt to dissuade whatever shadows that may have been inclined to come up on you guys from joining the fray seems to fall on deaf ears, but an apt try.
Sorry, I was choking to death.
I'm glad you made it, bud.
Yeah,
it's good. Welcome to the other side. There's D&D here.
Yeah, I know it was a natural one, but I survived. I'm still here.
We can all do it. We can all come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just not used to fighting underwater, Thoricus. It's like, if I was on land, that would have been so dope. But you're just like, and you're like trying to twiddle your axe, and it's just like floating. You're like, dang it, I just don't. The quick strike blade, like I said, does kind of like.
I guess I was gonna say, can I just prep my quick strike weapon, my quick strike blade, to get it out to just not attack people, but just Be like, no, I know I failed that intimidation thing, but don't come over here because I'll fucking stibbity stab you, right?
Yeah, you can you use your reaction to do your ready to action, but yeah, you can have the quick strike blade like prepped. Again, you kind of pop out right here, so like him being now he's like leaned forward, but he's still. I just wanted to show off the throne. I didn't want to hide it with his token, but I guess now I can do that. You know, like you're within range of him, so if that's whatever your trigger would be. You do need to declare, and then if those conditions are met, you get a make an attack.
I declare bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy!
You gotta shout it. It only works if you shout it.
Yeah.
I didn't say it. I declared it.
I declared it. Everything's fine. I know it's due. Like, have circumstances changed since the skeletons, the stuff just happened? I just don't want.
So
Like, are people coming after us now?
the shadows, no. You think the guards probably yes. Again, it's not like they haven't gone. You don't have a ton of at this point. The black lightning around, the windows shattered, the Kraken attacked. So, they're not thrilled.
Okay. Sorry,
But
I
like
didn't
the
mean to do
jury,
that. I just really was curious. I was like, are they mad at us now?
But no, the jury, you don't have any inclination that they are one way or the other joining the fray or not.
Okay. Do we have like a desk of some sort that the defendants and all the lawyers for the defense would sit at? Because I can't see them on the map.
This courtroom with the fight.
Everybody hold up.
The most insane episode of Judge Judy.
Yeah, then I guess I'll just prep for anyone who's trying to attack me. Does that count as
that works.
something I can prep
Yeah.
for? Like if anyone just tries to fuck with me like attack wise, I could be like, nah son.
Nah, son.
Yeah, you would get to attack first. Just remind me if that's the case too, because
Okay.
So that's your boom. You got anything else you want to do, or is it passed over to Real?
Oh no, we're passing it to best friend. Be like, yo, these checks are super tough, especially if you roll like garbage. So, just don't.
Got it.
I love you.
We'll try not to. I love you too. Oh, thank you. You didn't have to say that, but you did.
Shut up.
Okay.
Got him.
Got him. Still, harken back to the dragon these nuts joke. I mean, just to give it its due before we do it.
It deserves it.
So it's always very important to read the room. And, if Thoricus isn't coming out swinging, I know I'm not going to follow up with that. As tempting as it may be, so... with everything going on, like this clash mentally and emotionally with a piece of synthesis right there, like something that I was torn from, I get some strength by putting a hand on Tynna Smoothhands' shoulder. I've seen some of the green ladies light, and that can kind of give me that focus that I need. So I'll use the dash to jet over to Exxonious' throne and present myself as a witness to present for Bruenor.
All right, you pop out from the Clam Margera statue.
Doomfish, man.
Any chance that I get to say it?
In Doomfish form.
You use this opportunity. The lightning is no longer protecting this little throne area around him, and you just kind of dodge through where the little random crackles from Divot that seem to be mildly in his control, and you quickly dash over. Just kind of pushing off the statue like a spear through the water. You kind of get over here, land on either side of the throne. Thoricus to the one side, you to the other, as the big looming form of the representation of Exxonious kind of looms in front of you. And you present yourself as witness to stand for Bruenor, like it's like this like in going with the stakes of this trial while these massive beasts battle in the sky above you. You know, it's like you see the entire room kind of just shifts in this like steady tenseness as it's like, what the fuck is going on? So you stand, you step forward and proclaim yourself as witness for to stand in Bruenor. You see the confusion.
Sorry. Go ahead. I heard there was a trial. I'm sorry if I'm late, but listen, I read the notes. Are you really believing in this false-ass king versus your bloodline, dude? Come on. I came from an ocean far away. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Albacore Feldman. I'm from a different ocean, but word about Bruenor carries. That shit carries on the waves, bro. And she's good people. You should never have to doubt that. Oh, you're gonna trust the guy that killed the entire fucking city? No, dude. That does not rip. That does not check out.
Doesn't rip.
Sorry for cursing, Your Honor. Who's your owner here? Exxonious, are you the owner? Fuck you.
Yeah, in kind of a cruel imbalance of fate, it would appear that the judge is also your main accuser. Your words reach through the royal throne room of the city of Elmira, and give me a persuasion check there, Rial.
Are you sure it's not perception? I'd rather have that.
I perceive, you perceive what each kind of person
right.
is like and
Persuasion.
adjust.
Persuasion. Oh no, that's an 8.
All right, so in attempt to sway them to your side, the ones that remain to abandon their like spiritual owner in Synthesis, the one that turned them into the shadow and thus is their rightful commander. You see that the attempt, their plea to reason seems to fall on deaf, shadowy ears. However, Rial, you have caused enough of a stir by, again, using your turn to make this proclamation to the shadows, the guards, the spirits, the citizens that sit there, that Exxonious now, you see, as on his turn, has to turn and appeal to them. He says, I do not ask for your reason. I do not ask for your sympathy. I ask for your obedience. For I am the rightful invader of this kingdom. I did not write the rules of this world, but I play by them. My Lord Synthesis wins across the realms, the shadowy worlds, the fairy lands, the barren ice fields, all beckon to his power. I serve as his strength here in the deep ocean. I am your true leader. And his gauntlet blazes with bright light. He is also going to, in a fun way, he's going to make his own persuasion check. So he does have +4. He's got a dope charisma because he's a dragon. Dragons have dope charisma. He rolled a 16, which gives him a 20. So Rial, in this exchange, in this legal battle, again, not, obviously this is exactly how I planned this. You see in the courtroom battle map of this strange trial as these two giant figures battle in the skies above you, the booming roar and thunder of these two ancient beasts with tremendous power battling as you conduct this trial inside the Coral Throneroom. You see that the deep charisma, the power, the truth behind the words of what he's saying in your battle against each other, which he's now used his turn. He has won back some of the support of some of these figures, and now the tide stands turned 51 to 49.
Shit, that's not cool. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Well, he used his turn too, just so you know. That wasn't like what you did. Like he had to use his whole turn to do that.
I'm still standing by. I've got my best friend on the other side of this motherfucker. So I'm also gonna just prepare if shit goes south. I've got a shocking grasp ready for him. That metal glove, it probably won't feel so hot. So I'm still right at his side, just
All right.
waiting to see what's next.
You see the shadow priests, one of them is Bruenor, you're riding. You see them, they both kind of have, this is like a strange call between both of them. Now, Bruenor, you can only imagine with their, like, the distance to these statues, the books that are there and so forth. It's like the priests that would tend to these pillars were kind of a fixture. They were ancient, priests that had served their duties for 40, 50 years, and they would just sit and tend to the books and teachings of Clan Margera and Tuna Hawk. And so, they too have that call of the birthright within them. So each of them is going to make a D100 roll. And the way this is going to work basically is right now the balance is set. 1 to 51 is going to be, they turn in favor of Exxonious. Okay. Each of them will get to make their own choice. And anything above that, you guys have the final 49%. So 52 to 100. So here we go. The 2 shadow priests. Each one gets one. First one gets a 69. That's you guys. 69. Hey. Nice. That's good for you guys. And here is the second one. 14. All right. So Bruenor, because again, you're the prince. You're on its shoulders. You're the closest connected to this one's destiny. The one that you are riding right now allows you to stay atop of it and is not acting against you in this battle. However, the shadow on the other side, near Clan Margera, you see it kind of like calling upon, there seems to be anybody, in fact, who's in the battle room right now. You make Arcana checks. Or religion checks in this case. I'm fine with all of them. It is a pretty high DC, DC 20, but there are some magical effects occurring in the room, and those of you attuned to that would perhaps be able to notice them.
Wow.
Okay, so
Not
Divot,
me.
this actually makes the most sense. As Divot, you are connected to this black arcing magic that kind of is the root of the magic that summons over each of these statues. You're aware, Divot, you don't know what the magical effect is, but you do know that each of these statues in its current state is providing a boon to the warriors of Exxonious. But you also know that the statues are corrupted and that perhaps that could be changed. So there is a magical effect occurring from each of these statues. The statue of Clan Margera to the west side of the room, and again, Tuna Hawk to the east side of the room. So yes, currently there is some kind of boon being granted. You don't know what that is, though. So the one over here in front of, again, Clan Margera, I can't say it enough, is going to go ahead and take action. He's going to fire one off at you. Let's see here. Sorry. And then I hit refresh, and now we're back on the screen, and I'm doing refresh. That's a fun part. Okay, so it actually has to move to you. It does have a nice speed there. It doesn't have any kind of cool thing. You guys have seen it. Perhaps it could have been hidden, but I think the kaiju fight kind of like really popped everybody out of their stuff. Yeah, so you see the one shadow priest nearest you, Rial. He is gonna just kind of like, just kind of wisp over in this opportunity, and he is gonna attack at you. He doesn't care about the courtroom, but you see the shadows seemingly held at bay. The wisping jury in front of you, the 100 shadows, are not currently engaging in the battle, and so their initiative will be bypassed. Here is the attack that's on you there.
What is this kangaroo court? It's bullshit.
Ooh, 20 AC. He actually gets pretty good, which is definitely going to be a hit. All right.
Question for you. Since I prepared
Yes.
an action, does that nix my reaction?
I'm sorry, since you what?
Since I prepared an action to like get ready, does that nix my reaction? Like I don't get the reaction anymore?
Well, you would really only lose the reaction if you have like a condition set for your next action. If you were just like preparing yourself for battle, that's like a free action. You've got your hand on your weapon kind of stuff. But yeah, if you had set up like a condition, like if this happens, then I will, kind of like Drew, like if somebody's attacking him, he will attack them.
Right.
So if you didn't do that, then you would still have your reaction, and it would just be like storyline preparation for battle.
Cool, man. Lay it on me. What's he got?
All right, so he does hit pretty good. 7 plus 3, so it's 10 damage. It is psychic damage.
Ouch.
You see, especially on you, Rial, as the wispy shadow, you know, that calls its power source home is the other half of your being, the true evil Theseaserpent, Lord of Shadow. And so, yes, as his shadow agents wisp through you, you see their claws strike you for 10 psychic damage.
He gets me, but I'm by Thoricus, and I'm by Divot, especially, who allowed us to be here by, like, taking the brunt of this fucking lightning. And while we were all hiding, like, waiting to spring this little courtroom endeavor, we all heard the and I could feel that. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's my own damn heart. So I want to look at Divot after taking the brunt of this, like, psychic damage, because most of it was eaten up by his temporary hit points. So I just want to look at Divot and just like, keep it going.
Yeah. I love that. All right, so dope. Yeah, you know, it's like the sound is there anyway, and you amplify it, boom, boom. You know, it's like you don't hide this fact, Rial. You're fully aware of the origins of your existence, and you have gone about your entire life at this point, especially these last few months, proving to the world that you are not, you know, the thing that they think you are. And so as you know, kind of pump yourself up after taking this little burst of damage from the Shadow Demon, you see him kind of like struck back by that. Divot, you know, you kind of feel that connection to Rial in this moment as these arcing shadows, and you're trying to fine tune your magical energies to this lightning. You'll have advantage on your Arcana check next round to see how long you can maintain control over this because of that. So good stuff, Rial. The Shadow Court that sits before you, I'm going to float a couple of these guys back over. Like I said, the numbers are just a little offset in their advantage currently. Again, the extreme charisma of the Shadow Dragon Exxonious, who by magic right does have legion over these spirits. You know, the fact that any of them are turning at all is like a smack in the face of the abilities of a Shadow Dragon. And so you see the courtroom, you know, although again, he's having to maintain, he's not fighting you guys, he's trying to maintain this communication with the shadows, and as such, the shadows have been held at bay. You do see the growing opinion right now. It's like, if your argument is that he is bad, he is not arguing with that. He is acknowledging that he is bad and that he is the true conqueror, and that badness had to be done for him to have proper ownership of his position. And right now, that's holding a little stronger with these magically controlled spirits. But they have been held at bay through your guys' actions. I love the idea. I'm sorry, like, just as a DM, it's like fun for me to not be like, all right, now everybody, you know, this is a fun encounter for me. So I like the idea of, it's like, well, let's try to keep this a courtroom thing while all this epic stuff and even a couple shadows are like attacking and stuff, and you guys are still kind of going. I love it. I love you guys. This is fun. All right, so the shadows are done. You see the soldiers, they are going to face the same decision. Now I don't want to sit here and roll 6 times, so we're just going to do each half of the room here as far as deciding their allegiance in this moment. The numbers are still the same. I'll take the screen off because these are fun rolls. So again, 51 or less, they're going with them. That was left side's going with them, and right side is also going with them. So you see the soldiers, you know, the actual armies that were bathed in the shadow magic of Exxonious when he was at his fullest power, stand true in perfect allegiance. So Bruenor, you see one of them's just going to swim up to you and take a swing. So these guys, they don't have great 2 hits, which might work out for you. Oh, actually, 23 AC.
God damn it.
Even for Bruenor, that's, yeah. Now, they do have kind of a crazy ability, so...
Oh, no.
Well...
All right, so you first off, you take 13 necrotic damage as one of these, like, big spiked pointy gauntlets punches into you. You know, you see it's like, what a shame, like the military armor of your own kingdom being used against you in battle. You see the sharp spikes that are on the fist wraps pierce your blue-green skin. 13 necrotic damage. And then, go ahead.
No, and then.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Just a D4. Brutal.
That's it?
Your strength, I'm sorry, is reduced by 3. You feel that these soldiers have the ability to sap the strength from your body. And you see as they try to instill the same shadowy resolve of this kingdom, you feel, temporarily, but again, your attacks, if your strength is an odd number, it'll go down by 2. Yeah, it'll go down by 2. If it's an even number, it only goes down by 1. But just kind of keep track of that, because this is a thing they do. And so you see as the needles pierce you, the corrupting shadow of Exxonious bites the strength from your very body. And these dudes are bad news. Thoricus, one is coming up at you, man. These soldiers are trying to stay true to their kingdom. You gotta go first because that was your rule. Now, you do only get an action, okay? So it's like you won't get your third attack, the bonus action attack thing you have, just because the way a held action works, it's just the action. So, but you would still get your 2 attacks. 2.
Bye.
All right.
Talk about
dope.
consistent.
21 AC does hit. So you have both of them were 21s. So you just again the quick strike blade, it hums with just this natural alacrity, and it just hits super fast. What was it? 25?
Yes, sir.
All right. You see some bleeding shadow kind of gooing out of the frame of this creature. You've damaged it gravely, but it is still coming at you like Cleopatra coming at you. That was a song. Here we go. All right, so he swings at you again. These dudes aren't super hot. 17 AC?
No, I am sitting pretty at 19.
That's right, because you have the sweet white ranger armor now too. All right, dude. So, dope.
He wore his Sunday best to court. He always does. His Sunday best.
As he's trying to punch at you, and you're just basically each time that he goes to swing, you're like stabbing him in the form of where he would swing at you. Each strike kind of loses its strength as the fists just course through the water in front of you, unable to strike. This one, I am going to go ahead and roll a d4, and boom. All right, it's coming at you again, Bruenor. So the other one here, this third one on the ground, he comes at you again, +5. 7 + 5, 12 AC is not nearly good enough to you.
No.
You see, this time you're like, no way, as this fist swings at you.
Swing. Yeah. No,
the ones on the left side of the room, unfortunately, Real, currently, you're really like the only exposed target. Both Tynna and Brian are still sitting in their crevasse on the other side of the room near Clam Margera. Love it.
Never
All
forget.
right, so unfortunately, Real, 2 of them are coming at you. Boom, and boom. Getting ganged up on a little bit.
Gang.
Gang. Here we go. I'm just gonna do 2 at a time. First one, 15 AC.
Does not hit.
Second one is taking forever to roll. Do it again. Sorry. Second one, 18 AC.
Does hit.
Does hit?
Yeah, I'm 16.
All right. The damage that you take, the necrotic that comes first, 8 necrotic damage. And Real, you feel as your strength, I rolled a 4, is sapped by 4. That's -2 either way. So like even if you're even or odd in that case, that's -2 to your any strength related abilities. Just keep track of that. And let me know if it ever gets you to 0, because that's an interesting thing that is worth knowing.
Let's take a look at that. Let's see. Do you want to know my strength?
Yeah, what are you at?
-1.
You're at -1 strength?
That's my normal strength, yeah.
Oh, no, I mean like the actual, what's your number?
Oh, shit. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
While I look this up.
No problem. No, I think you probably had like an 8 or something like that. So losing
correct.
4, you would be at a 4 strength.
Yeah, no, I'm at a 4 strength, but if I can nerf at least half of that psychic damage with the uncanny dodge, a little whoo.
Yeah.
Still hurt, but
Yeah, you totally can. So yes, unfortunately, you can't mitigate the force strength sap. Rial, you feel again as the shadowy essence of like the shadow in your very veins that birthed you is like squeezed out. You feel just like tremendously weak suddenly. You know, like even like holding up your weapon is like a little hard. Like it's just you feel your life being drained away. Again, the shadowy power of synthesis as his agents of darkness come at you. This one, see, this is tricky because he wants. He literally can't get to he can't get to anybody. So he's gonna double move. Bruenor, he's gonna double move and get himself here. So you have 3 of these shadows in front of you. You have the shadow underneath you that seems to not be acting against you. You don't know how much he's willing to work with you or not. That to be determined. We have 3 of these soldiers that now loom over at you. You see the battlefield set. However, the trial still, you see the main battle with Exxonious is still seemingly between you guys and the wisps. The shadows, the court, the essence of this trial has some meaning as such is why he brought you here. So, if he could just control them all, that's what he would do, and you would all probably be dead. So, those soldiers are all done. Those dudes are a doozy. Good job. That's a tough round, and you guys did really well. So, Tynna Smoothhands. You hear the shadow. Again, you an agent of light. You feel that need to fill these chambers with your benevolent energy calling you to purpose as you look at bad boy Brian. You're so bright he's got to put his eye patch down a little better. And you guys stand there next to each other. So you see him, he kind of looks at you. He's going to protect you. You can ride on him if you want, as you guys have done before. That's all up to you. But you see he's like down to clown. Bruenor's turn is next. So if Brian wants to go now, I'm also okay with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at Brian, give him a little scritchy scratch, kind of let him know I'm on the way up and I'd like him to join me. So yeah, if you wanna move Brian wherever he wants to go. But before we get all suited up or anything, I pop out of the Clan Margera statue, right? And I wanna notice if I see any inscriptions or what this statue can tell me about this great cleric, because at first I just want to connect with another.
Give me that religion check.
Yeah.
You step out. Again, it's like everything's kind of. I know the map is pretty bright, but it's like the lighting conditions are pretty dim. As there's just this like milky green and blue light that kind of is glowing. As Tynna walks out of this secret compartment in the statue, it's like somebody turned on a light. The benevolent life force, the spirit of the energy of life that stands in opposition of shadowy darkness. You are basically the opposite of this room that you're walking into. You see the holy light on you spills over on this book in front of you. Tynna, you are not necessarily familiar with the religious text in and of itself, but you do know spiritual rituals. You do know that you could attune. You would have to use your action, and it would be, again, either a religion or an arcana check. You can do this. You can tell your group that they can do that on both sides similarly, but that is the reward of that religion check specifically. So there is, if you wanted to use your action to turn the corruption away from the statue and perhaps the bounty of the statue's grace upon you, then that's it would be another check.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like that shadowy energy encompassing this whole statue, and I want to take the risk, and I want to see if I can attune to it and make it our boon.
All right, give me a. Like I said, you can choose. It would be a religion or an arcana check.
Okay, let's do religion then. No advantage, so 8.
All right, so you see, Tynna, this is kind of like the holy light that's glowing around you as you walk out. You did have advantage. The shadow light juxtaposition in this moment. So you're able to, you notice that you can't get rid of the shadow, but light is stronger than shadow. It casts it away. And so with a 19, you are able to basically flip the script on this statue here, okay? So now every round, those friendly to this room that stand in this trial room will be healed as if they'd used a healing surge. So basically, you get to like pop a healing surge on each of your turns, as so did all of these shadows up until now. So yeah, just remember at the beginning of all of your turns, you're granted, because of the turning of the Clam Margera statue to your side, each of you gets the bereft healing of a healing surge at the beginning of your turns.
Amazing. I'm overwhelmed with the light and magic of the Green Lady blessing me even to the depths of the ocean.
Her power is tremendous. You know, even though that her own light, you know, that of the sun still frozen in sky does not pierce this deep in the ocean, her benevolence does. You know, and so you see as you kind of touch the frame of yet another famous healer, you know, Clam Margera, the great, the legendary healer, also does a sick kickflip. Red's goofy, if I recall. Anyway, so you see, you know, as you kind of touch it, this connection between healers ancient and healers new, that divine light of the life within resonates through the statue and turns it as to an agent of light. So again, pretty nice little feature here. Each of you guys gets this this benefit of healing, while on the other side of the room, the gloomy shadow emanates from the other statues still yet. You got anything else, Tynna?
I'd like to move. I know my movement speed is not up to par right now, but if maybe I could get some assistance from Brian, and we could make our way towards the action.
Totally, yeah. Brian's you also still have a bonus action. Brian, like I said, Bruenor, you're next in initiative, so if you want to just have Brian go now, you absolutely can.
Cool. Where would you like to go, Tynna?
Yeah. I'd like to, like, up by where Rial is in that, like, throne stage area. I want to hang back a little bit, though.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
Oh, sorry, I put this on top of you. Hold on. Let me move this divine holy light real quick.
Thank you.
The right up smell.
There you go.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, so are you complete with your turn, Tynna?
Yeah, that'll do it for me.
Okay, just wanted to make sure before I hopped on as the Bry Man. Yeah. Okay. So I'm a little bit stoned. So okay.
Is it the Rye Man right now? Isn't he?
The Rye Man. Yeah, he's right. He's the Rye Man.
Rye
Ryan's bad Brian. He's the Rye Man. Rybread took Tynna over, and he's gonna bite at this guy. That's the other priest guy, the one that I'm riding on. So he's gonna bite him. He's gonna be a hum.
He has a 13 AC.
Well, let's see what happens, baby.
Nice. That's a hit.
Yay.
All right. So you see, let me just double check here.
So he just yoinks them out of the air because he was like on his way over and was like starting to go after Rial. So he just kind of goes like, yoink.
Yeah, just like attached, like bit onto him as he moves across the room.
Yeah.
So you do see, although Brian's bite, like he is a magical creature, his bite is not a magical attack. Like it's not like the bereft of that. So you see as he bites into the shadow, it's just not quite as effective as you've seen like magical attacks or magical weapons be. Like when you saw the quick strike blade, it seemed to land home. But Brian's bite, it's like he is kind of hanging off the wisp, but it's like half incorporeal. So he's just kind of like wisping through. He did take a bite of it, but it did take reduced damage.
That's okay.
Still got it.
You still got it.
Boom.
Okay. Oh my god. Now it's me.
All right, Bruenor, here we are. The royal throne room, the many webs of the tangled stories of all of you guys kind of transparent in the display in front of you. Divot's dark destiny, the looming shadows of Synthesis and the people all around you, the courtroom and coral walls, the throne that you one day would have sat in. And It's kind of a big moment as some of your own army turned against you, a priest of shadow twixt your legs as you kind of hover over this insane, display in front of you. You feel the holy light, forget not. You get a healing, you get a pop of healing surge and get some of that health back from the light of the great healer Clam Margera, brought to life by divine Tynna Smoothhands' touch. And so, yeah, you feel that warm light wash over you and heal you in the moment, but you are in a bit of a jam, as far as looking in front of you. You have quite a few of these guys around you, and their ability to leech strength is not great. There's only so much of that. So, what do you do?
Oh my god. Yeah, right? Okay. So how do I do that healing surge business?
What's
So
that?
Just, how would I do the healing surge first?
Oh, just you just use it like a normal healing surge, or is that a hit dice? I'm sorry, healing surge. No, that's the yeah. No, it's a hit dice. I'm sorry. Yeah.
We were all like,
So yeah, you just
hell
pop a
yeah.
hit dice. There you go. You get 5.
Cool. Okay, excellent. Okay, excellent, cool. So I
Nice
just
little
kind
heal
of
over time.
So, okay, I see that Clan Margera has been turned, and now I need to appeal to the gods of Tony Hawk. And everybody knows that he's out for blood because he's the warrior god. Okay. So I see that we're still doing court, but now I am being impugned upon. They've hit me a couple times. So I'm gonna I want to pick up one of the shadow, the one that attacked me, the shadow guy, and slam him against the Tony Hawk thing, while I want to talk at the same time, saying listen, slam. I'm not saying that I am a good person either. Slam. The reason that this sucks is because my kingdom, slam, and my family is kind of an asshole and has had this coming this whole fucking time. Slam. So what I'm saying is maybe neither of us, slam, should be in charge of this fucking city anymore, because they're the ones that have defended slam and kept it going for so fucking long. Just the whole, just trying to
Can we start
right,
a
Bruenor.
chant while she's doing that?
cha, 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 cha.
Come on and cha. Get yourself in cha. Come
All right,
on and
Bruenor.
cha.
It's gonna be a charisma check. I know. It's not.
Fine.
It's not your best.
Fine.
But you hear as you hear the echoing cha of Divot behind you, cha cha cha, starting to stir the waters around you. As you cast forward a thought that perhaps these shadows had ne'er considered, perhaps they need serve no master at all, your bloodline, nor this foreign invader. And this is going to be a big one here, Bruenor. So. You've got the combined efforts of your team. You have the benefit of, this platform by which to speak as you slam this evil spirit, a twisted militant of your army into the shadowy statue in front of you, perhaps attempting to knock out the shadowy focus within it, or at least use it as a suitable weapon to smash him against while delivering your message. But it is the message of a leader. And so, a true champion of the people, not seeking for your own purpose or your own greed, as Exxonious and Synthesis so often have, and especially your own family, but instead calling for almost these lost shadows to stand for themselves rather than for any leader, yourself included. That's going to be a charisma check. Now you can give me, this is again persuasion, deception. I'm keen with both of those. Any benefits that you have from teammates, Divot's bardic advantage, or anything like that apply in this case. And again, like the Divot, your next turn. In fact, everybody's turn that's next. So Divot, Thoricus, Real. opportunity here lies where you all have an initiative together. So, what would you do in this moment? A bit of a narrative team attack, if you will, in this moment to stand with Bruenor.
Okay, this is a courtroom, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clearly.
I casually I remove myself from the lightning and I walk over to okay, actually I'm gonna stay right there, okay? But I turn to Exxonious and I turn to the crowd and I'm like, hey, if the glove doesn't fit, you must quit. And I'm like, Bruenor has to try that glove on, or she is not guilty of any of these crimes. You know how it goes. And I try to get the crowd hype on that.
Oh, the greatest defense of all time. You call out the leader of their people, this gauntlet of shadow by which he uses to rule over them all. You kind of belittle him, that it's like, without this gauntlet, what is he? And if Bruenor had that gauntlet, what would she be? And so, that's Divot, that's your turn, that's your add into this. I'm gonna pile it all together and give it at once. Thoricus, what are you doing?
Okay, so I just want to make it clear, we're not doing a team attack. It's a verbal assault more so.
It can be whatever you want.
No, I just want to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing because I know what I know how to do.
No, do whatever you want.
Do we want to
something crazy?
right. Get this glove off this motherfucker?
Do something crazy.
I do, kind of. I really do. But I feel like diplomacy's kind of not on our side currently, and I've never been really good at that. So maybe I just want to step up and... Oh, God, I don't think I want to grab that thing, though. But you know what? I'm going to fucking do it, because who cares? Let's just fucking do it. I'm going to walk up to the Infinity Gauntlet and just be like, yes, you're stupid. I should take this glove off of your hand.
All right. Thoricus, this is going to be contested athletics checks here. This thing's a very, very strong creature, and you are as well. I think it might be a little stronger than you. But here we go. He gets +6. I think you have +5.
Yeah.
So here we go. Contested strength checks. I'm going to reveal
Oh, wait. They said athletics. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. Just contested strength.
Okay.
Ooh!
Hey.
Ooh!
There we go.
Oh, a crit! Oh my god! Oh my freaking god!
Man.
That's the
There
only
we
way you
go.
could have beat him. Because he has he rolled a 19, he has +6, that's 25. You have +5, you have to roll a 20.
There we go. There it is.
Yeah, light it up, guys.
Wow. Amazing.
Sorry, that's
Okay. Oh my god, I hope my charisma.
All right, Thoricus, I love you 5,000.
Wow.
Yeah. No, they're coming. Disney's coming for us, guys. We will fall.
Yeah.
We will
It's
fall.
fine. We did it better. We did it better.
Thoricus, you step forward. Oh my freaking god! You reach out, you see the shadowy gauntlet in his hand, and you step forward. You know this thing is gonna mess you up, bro. Like the burning green shadow that emanates off of it. Okay, so it's gonna hit you like a big old nasty fireball. And no, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. I have to look up a spell real quick because there is.
Be like, woo! Sick player.
All right, let me look here. I'm sorry, there is an actual spell. All right. Thoricus, you grab him. You see he swings. He's big and strong. It's literally like Thanos. He's this big, giant, muscular guy. He looms back and he goes to punch you with this burning force of shadow magic. You haven't even seen this glove in action, but you can just tell it's bad news. And as he punches you, you reach forward and grab his gauntlet. You feel the green burning magic on your hands as the spell Disintegrate is cast upon you. 10d6 plus 40 damage.
fuck me. Oh, hi, guys.
All right, so 38, 78 damage.
Okay.
You see this burning magic starts peeling away at your skin. You know, you're a wall of hit points, so it's like you're not dead or anything. You didn't disintegrate, but you did get blasted with a beam of this magic energy that just is burning away at your skin. You peel the gauntlet off of his hand. And by holding it against your body, it burns at your chest and at your face, and you can't help but think about Toko's burning face as these flames burn at the face of the true Stone Reaver. Gauntlet in your hand, you look up, you see Bruenor standing there. You could toss it to her if you were so inclined. You have it in your hands, and you see Bruenor kind of floating in this bad situation. What do you do? Oh,
I don't know if I have the strength to 100% do that.
You throw the gauntlet. Bruenor, you're floating in the water. You see divots, magical energies kind of permeating around the glowing light of Tynna Smoothhands to the back of you. You see that the gauntlet courses through water as if it's on its way to where it was always meant to be, as this strange fist that holds legion over the shadow army starts floating toward you. You see Exxonious falls to the ground. He's like, no, no, and he reaches for it, but it's just outside the reach of his fingertips. Bruenor, your hand in the air, the glove wraps over your arm. You also are hit with a disintegration. 10d6 plus 40. No, 45. You take 85 damage.
Thank God we took that nap.
Naps save. Does that bring you to 0 hit points, or no? Are you good?
Oh, you're muted.
I'm at 9.
Nice. Oh my gosh, so dope. All right, Bruenor, you feel as the same burning energy that fixes all around you. The taint of synthesis and the shadow magic that gives Exxonious his power all roots into this glove. The magic at first burns your skin away as you see the blue and green kind of scorched by this magic, until finally you feel your body attuned to it. And you see this huge wave of that royal blue magic that popped out when some of the shadows had laughed in the foyer earlier, as the royal energy of the bloodline of this palace courses out over the swarms of shadow before you. You stand there with your fist glowing in one hand. You know, it burns to the blue-black magic of your own dragon claw. And you reach forward with the maiden's bort, the crest of the holy ship, the bloodline of this city. And you just kind of burn there in the sky as the true leader, the true living bloodline ruler of this army, despite them still being shadows. You see Exxonious falls on the ground. No! As the wisps start turning to his side, you see shadows outside start climbing all over the swarm of black magic in the sky above. As you see the armies turn in your favor, the courtroom shades flood outside and begin engaging in battle. As you see the army once being fought for by you two is now under your cry. You see Exxonious stumbles down the stairs in front of him, and he falls, his dense body bringing him down to the ground. No, no, and he reaches up, and all the shadow from all around the city starts absorbing in through the shattered stained glass windows into the royal courtroom, as this swirling cloud of black magic, so dense even the bright light of Tynna Smoothhands is snuffed in comparison. You see the smoke all floods into his form. As before you, see, this is the fun part.
This is the fun part.
Objects and tokens. The true form of Exxonious bursts out of his gray-black skin. You see the belt, the magical belt just kind of forms and reshapes around the waist of this giant, shadowy black dragon that fills up the royal chamber in front of you. You see dripping shadow emanating from its mouth. All right, Bruenor, let's do it my way. And that's where we're gonna pick it up next time, guys.
Holy moly.
Oh my God, Matlock times infinity.
Jeez Louise.
Woo, man.
Uh-oh,
SpaghettiOs. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Holy crap. Big thangs. Big thing thangs. Big swing swangs. What a ride. Holy crap, dude. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to the buds for being here. Thanks to my 5 favorite human beings in the entire gosh dang world. I love you guys. Playing D&D with these people is my very favorite thing. Come hang out with our people. The buds are seriously the best. I'm not even kidding. These people lift me up time and time again when I'm feeling a little down sometimes. And it's really dope to have this awesome group of people that's just like, hey, if at the end of the day we all just kind of help each other get through it, fucking A, what a beautiful thing, right? So fucking come on out, man. Hang out with us. All of these people are wonderful. They are all multi-talented, faceted performers all of their own right. Many of them are working on projects left and right and still find the time to pull this little piece of magic off. So thank you guys so much. I love you dearly. The story is just fucking one amazing piece after another. And I can't wait for you guys to fight this fucking dragon. Or I mean, I don't know. You guys don't have to fight him. You guys do all kinds of crazy shit. And it's my great joy to present to you the even crazier shit that happens afterwards. So thank you guys so much for being here. We do have us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter, like this little Weed&d one right here. Make sure we're not gonna light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire and go. Lighters up. Thanks for playing D&D with us, guys. We fucking love you. We'll see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific. Yeah. Face up. Oh.